Now let's talk about bullying. After completing this training, you will be able to define, recognize, respond to, and report bullying to ensure that youth have a safe environment to grow and succeed. What is bullying? Bullying is unwanted aggressive behavior by an adult, youth, or group that involves an observed or perceived power imbalance that is likely to be repeated. Bullies and those being bullied may have serious, lasting problems. The imbalance of power created by bullying can come from any combination of factors listed. The harmful effects of bullying are frequently felt by friends and families and can hurt the overall health and safety of schools, neighborhoods, and society. Bullying happens in various ways and can be broken down into three categories. Types of bullying. Verbal bullying. Verbal bullying includes name-calling and teasing, as well as taunting, making inappropriate sexual comments, and threatening to cause harm. Social bullying. Social bullying is hurting someone's reputation or relationships, spreading rumors, leaving the target out of activities, and breaking up or manipulating friendships. This can happen in person, online, or in group settings. Physical bullying. Physical bullying may include hitting, pushing, shoving, and physical coercion. It may also include taking, damaging, or destroying someone else's possessions. When people think about bullying, they typically think about in-person bullying, but bullying can happen anywhere, in person, online, or within groups. Be vigilant. Youth who engage in bullying behavior will often seek to isolate their victims from leaders or other adults. What is cyber gaming bullying? Cyber or gaming bullying is a rapidly growing form of social bullying using the internet, texting, and social media to harass the target. Cyberbullying comprises sending or posting text or instant messages with hostile or degrading comments, embarrassing digital images, and fictitious online posts intended to humiliate, threaten, or coerce. These threats and hostile behavior are magnified with the use of digital technology. As a result, the target may be devastated by what is posted, become depressed, avoid school or social activities, or have suicidal thoughts. In extreme circumstances, cyber and gaming bullying can lead to suicide. Bullying can have lasting effects. Bullying can have serious and potentially lasting effects. Those who have been bullied often exhibit higher rates of health problems that can include depression and anxiety, sadness, loneliness, changes in sleeping and eating patterns, and loss of interest in social or family activities. They may have decreased academic achievement and school participation, such as missing, skipping, or dropping out of school. Youth may become aggressive or show violent retaliation or have increased thoughts about self-harm. In extreme circumstances, bullying can lead to suicide.
It's critical for leaders everywhere in youth service organizations to make sure that they are monitoring for any individual who may try and exert power and control over another child, dominance, and also look for signs of belittling and demeaning that child. Also, some forms of bullying take on a physical nature, and one child may try to physically injure another child. What people have to watch for is the interactions between children at specific events and looking for things such as name calling, such as a child being left out from other children's activities, other things that really indicate that one child is trying to exclude another child or exert some type of undue influence over.
Whenever we talk about bullying behavior prevention, whether it's online, whether it's in real life, there are multiple groups of people who are who are making choices. It's the target, the person who's being targeted. They have some ability to make choices to hopefully prevent this behavior, but they're kind of in the position of least able to fix this. Then there's the person who's causing the harm. They have a lot of abilities to make different choices where they aren't causing harm. What can we do to build up empathy? What can we do to get rid of contempt? Might be one of the harder groups to change around the behavior, but we have to acknowledge that part of prevention is actually reaching out to the person who's causing the harm and say, don't harm. And then that third group are the people who are just watching it play out, the bystanders. And they actually have a huge amount of power as they work to stand up for the person being targeted by offering support.
I mean, there's some research that says the best way to rein in bullying, the best way to rein in dangerous behavior is to not focus just on each of us and teaching each of ourselves personal safety, but teaching everybody to look out for one another. I have a job to look out for you, you have a job to look out for me. And creating an environment where we see something inappropriate, such as bullying, we all speak up. We all stand up against the bully.
Professionally, I deal a lot with the cyberbullying issue when young people use technology to show contempt, to hurt, or to harm. The good news is only 1 in 5 teens, when they see people being mean online, will actually join in. 4 out of 5 teens won't join in. And so we want to make sure that we're giving tools to the majority, the ones who aren't causing the harm online, of what do you do if you're seeing cyberbullying? What are you doing if you're seeing this type of bullying behavior playing out? How can you be supportive without walking into the line of fire? We don't feed the trolls, we don't fan the flames, but how can we be a support?
The reason we have policies of no secret organizations is offenders thrive on secrecy. They love to have a group, whether it's a group of youth or a group of youth and adults, where there's a secret and there's a bond that, whatever we do, whatever we say here will not be shared with others. So secret organizations can lead to bullying, to hazing, can make it easier to sexually violate a child. So that's the reason Boy Scouts and other responsible organizations have strict prohibitions on secret organizations. And it begins with teaching kids personal safety, teaching kids how to be an upstander, role-playing, what that might look like, getting them to practice, and then let the education take root. Most people want to do the right thing if we teach them how to do that.
So how do you offer support to the person being targeted? Is it just sending them a private text saying, I'm sorry that this is happening right now. If you want to hang out with my group at lunch until this blows over, you're very much welcome at our lunch table. Something that simple. To just even, a message saying, just no one else believes that this is true. We have your back. Whatever it is, but offering quiet support to the target can make a world of difference, because one of the issues with cyberbullying is it feels like it's everywhere.
There are many warning signs that may indicate that someone either is being bullied or is bullying others. Recognizing the warning signs is the first step in stopping bullying. There are often signs that a child is being bullied, including self-destructive behavior, running away, or avoiding certain youth or areas where the abuse happens. However, be aware that not all children being bullied exhibit warning signs. Keep in mind that the majority of children who are bullied do not ask for help, which makes talking with children who show signs of being bullied or bullying very important. There are also signs that a youth may be bullying others. These include getting into frequent fights, being overly aggressive, or blaming others for problems, or youth that require repeated adult supervision or disciplinary action. Be vigilant and pay particular attention to youth exhibiting these behaviors so you can intervene if needed. Research shows that many times bullies have experienced bullying themselves, but by intervening, you may help break the cycle of bullying. As a leader, you can often identify those who might be the target of bullying. Unfortunately, any youth can experience bullying. Anything that makes a youth unique can also make them a potential target, including sexual identity or orientation, race, ethnicity or language, religion, having limited social skills, either low or high intelligence, physical condition such as being overweight or underweight, special health care needs. Please be aware of these circumstances and characteristics so you can keep a watchful eye and help prevent or stop bullying. What can you do when you see bullying taking place? The best way to prevent this type of behavior is to set the example of creating a positive environment. Teach youth about bullying, telling them that bullying behavior is wrong, and encourage everyone to look out for one another, to be an upstander, not a bystander. And remind them that if you see bullying, stop it and report it. Keep in mind that how you respond to bullying is important and can have a lasting impact on the person being bullied and the person doing the bullying. Don't use labels like victim or even bully. Don't assume the problem will go away or work itself out. And don't make the youth immediately apologize individually, especially in a group setting. Attitudes about bullying have changed over the years. Once upon a time, bullying was seen by some as just boys being boys, or girls being girls, or just let them work it out. They'll be best friends tomorrow. Today, we know the tremendous impact bullying can have for everyone involved. When you see bullying behavior, either in person or online, don't overlook it or wait for it to work itself out. Break the cycle of bullying by intervening. Why isn't there more reporting of bullying? Most instances of bullying and harassment go unreported. This happens for a variety of reasons. Youth may be afraid no one will believe them, or that they will be seen as weak. They may even blame themselves for the bullying. Because of these reasons and more, your intervention as a leader is critical. Bullying is a serious issue that requires immediate intervention by adults. In instances where there is a threat of physical harm or serious mental health concerns, immediately report to law enforcement and the Scout executive, and if unavailable, contact the Scouts First helpline. Ensure that notification has been made to the parents and guardians. If you are unsure, bullying can frequently be difficult to identify. Keep in mind that what you observe is often only one piece of the puzzle. When you see concerning behavior, trust your instincts, follow up with your program leader, and contact the Scouts First helpline. If unsure about what you have seen or have questions, call the Scout executive, and if unavailable, call the Scouts First helpline.
What some may consider teasing becomes more serious when directed towards people of a different race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, physical ability, or religion. It is possible that a person may not intend to bully, but the action is harmful anyway. Here, the bullying started with the children making fun of a child for praying and practicing his faith. Instead of laughing at the behavior, it is important that adults intervene immediately to model respect for others. If left unaddressed, the behavior could lead to physical aggression, social withdrawal, or trigger other emotional problems.
What are some of the things that we see the other youth as well as leaders doing in Omar's story? Well, we saw them make fun of Omar. They targeted his food. Adults laughed with the youth, and adults failed to intervene. Today, we have discussed some of the ways in which the Boy Scouts of America tries to reduce the risk of child abuse in its programs. These policies can be used beyond the Boy Scouts of America and should be considered when working with youth in any situation. We've also looked at how to recognize and respond to sexual abuse and bullying. In addition, it has been emphasized that abuse must be reported immediately. How to report child abuse. If you see or suspect child abuse or maltreatment, call 911 immediately and make any other reports required by your state. Some states require that incidents of child sexual abuse be reported to Child Protective Services or CPS. failing to report suspected child abuse may be a criminal law violation in your state. It is important to note that all states allow immunity from criminal and civil liability for good faith reporting or suspected abuse, even if that later determined to be unfounded. After reporting to law enforcement, the matter must also be reported to the local scout executive, so appropriate action may be taken. If unable to reach the scout executive, contact the Scouts First helpline. Ensure that notification has been made to parents and guardians after notifying law enforcement. You'll find both of these links in your Youth Protection Training Resource handout. Reminder, law enforcement's responsibility is for investigating allegations of child abuse regardless of whether it is involved family or non-family members, while child protective agencies are responsible for investigating allegations of child abuse by family members. If a family member is alleged to be responsible for abuse, consult law enforcement or the local child protective agency for guidance regarding parental notification of reported abuse. If you are unsure, sexual abuse can frequently be difficult to identify. Remember, a child's behavior may or may not be an indicator of abuse. Keep in mind, what you have observed is often only one piece of the puzzle. If unsure, it is always best to report what you have seen. When you see concerning behavior, trust your instincts and report to the program activity leader, such as the camp director or scoutmaster. In addition to the BSA's policies of mandatory reporting of child abuse to law enforcement, the following incidents must be reported to the scout executive, and if unavailable, the Scout First helpline. Any treatment of your threat or use of a weapon, any negative behavior associated with race, color, national origin, religion, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or disability. Any abuse of a child that meets state reporting mandates for bullying or harassment. Any mention or threat of suicide or harm to self or others. If someone is at an immediate risk of harm, stop the behavior and call 911 immediately. The Boy Scouts of America offers a range of youth protection resources. For more information, go to the Guide to Safe Scouting and the Youth Protection web pages. Thank you for taking your time to protect America's youth.